tall tales.
I'm telling the truth. Now, what we're going to do about it?
First, I need to be sure there's really something going on.
Why won't you believe me? Mr. Turner said you'd listen.
Well, what exactly did he say?
He said that she's trying to kill him. We've got to stop her.
Look, I'm worried about him too. But sometimes when you're older, your mind starts to wander. You don't see things like they really are.
She's trying to kill him. You've got to believe me. I promised him I'd get help.
Hiya. Off on your bin run?
When Jarvis gets here, you're here early today.
Yeah, had a bit of time off. Need to make up my hours. And this came after you left. Well, ain't gonna open it.
It's from Colleen's solicitor. No point ruining my day.
You're not having doubts, are you?
Only for my bank balance. Divorce doesn't come cheap.
Price you've got to pay.
Plus there's all that wrangling about who owns what and when I get to see me kids.
Well, look on the bright side. You hate it and you'll soon be legally rid of her.
Oh, Chloe, you do say the sweetest things.
It's not my imagination.
Dad, you can't just go accusing someone of attempted murder.
Emily, please.
Steph.
Vicar?
Steph, is Alan any better today?
It's a slow progress and it's hard work, but I'm managing. I'd really like to come and sit with him today. I'm grateful, but he's sleeping peacefully and I'd much rather he wasn't disturbed.
He's bound to wake up sometime, and I'd like to visit him too.
Look, are you checking up on me? We're just concerned about an old friend. Yeah, well, don't be. I'm caring for him, all right?
Liar! You're trying to kill him.
I beg your pardon. He says that's what Alan told him. Yeah, well, he's winding you up, isn't he?
You're tying him to his bed.
Oh, don't be so ridiculous.
But it would make things a lot clearer if you'd allow us to talk to him for ourselves.
You believe him? We're not saying that. We just want to see Alan. Yeah, but you can't.
Hi, will you sit down? I think I owe you an apology.
What for?
For throwing you in at the deep end. For leaving you in charge of the estate on your own.
It's not your fault that you were, ill.
Well, I've been looking at the books and you've done a good job.
Thanks.
But now that I'm back, I want to do more than just keep the place ticking over because I think it's time that we move forward.
So what do you mean?
Sale of fishing permits are down. No shoots booked in for the winter yet.
Well, I didn't think it was my place to start organising things without your say-so.
And I hear you've been having poaching problems.
It's mainly the Dingles. I think I'm starting to get on top of that.
Good. Good. My father had a vision for this place, and I would like to think that with your help, I could make it everything he wanted. And more.
Oh. Oh! This is so typical.
Where's the fire?
Stupid computers have crashed. I've just lost 2 hours' work.
But you're so good with them. You fixed them in no time yesterday.
Guess this just isn't my day.
Maybe you just need a break. You relax, I'll see if I can fix them.
Oh, well, can't let you do that. You're the boss.
So relax, that's an order. Oh. Carl probably just wants to bend my ear about the divorce again.
Well, shouldn't you answer it?
He can wait. Can't have my favourite employee getting upset.
Have you got time for coffee?
Yeah, I could do with a break. Callum and I have been making plans for the estate all morning. Oh, we have a few shooting parties booked for the end of the month.
Sounds busy.
Intend to be. You know, I just wish that I hadn't let Tate trash be snatched from underneath me. Maybe they thought I was a soft touch, but it won't happen again. I'm still a Tate, and I can run this place as well as Dad or Chris ever did.
I believe you. But I guess that means you won't want Jimmy and I getting in your way for much longer.
You're not in my way. And I'm grateful to you for looking after this place. No, you're welcome to stay until your place is ready.
That's very good of you.
Well, no, not really. I like the company. It gets lonely up here sometimes and, well, Jean's not very big on conversation.
Have you never thought of moving on?
This is my home. One day it'll belong to the children, and I'm determined that they have a good business to go with it.
You have been making plans. Does this mean you'll be taking on more staff?
Casual labour mostly. Why? Do you have someone in mind?
Well, Sam Dingle has done a few odd jobs for me, and he's never let me down.
Listen, Tates and Dingles don't mix.
I thought you were making a fresh start. And you'd be doing me a huge favour if you gave him a chance.
Good morning. I've got the transfer of deeds signed here. I'm hoping we can get on with this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you do seem in a bit of a rush. There's just a few details I'd like to settle before I pass this on to the solicitors.
What do you need to know?
Well, you're not expecting a separate deal for furniture and fittings or customer goodwill?
Not at all. As soon as you give me the cash, it's all yours.
With full vacant possession?
Of course. Me and my father have no intention of staying in this village.
Must be a bit of a blow for him, moving on after all this time.
Frankly, the condition he's in, he's not aware of his surroundings.
That's a pity. Now, price. My dad wasn't happy about the figure we agreed.
Listen, that is well under the market value.
Exactly. And your dad being such an old friend, he's authorised me to offer you an extra 20,000.
Oh, well, that's very generous of him. Now, will that be all?
Not quite. He'd like us to have a drink on it. You know, keep things neighbourly.
Well, normally I'd be very happy to, but actually I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Yes, I have noticed, but we'd like to discuss the nuts and bolts, just to put our minds at rest.
To give him his walk.
I was just talking about you to Zoe.
I suppose she told you to keep away from me.
Not at all. In fact, I suggested she might give you a job.
She don't like our family. She never has.
Well, it's time to let bygones be bygones. Now, she's just going around the tenant farms with Callum. You should try and have a word with her when she gets back.
Well, thanks, but...
Just be yourself, and I'm sure it will go splendidly. And if it does, that'll be a favour you owe me. Come on, Damon. Good boy.
Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner, wake up. Come on, we've got to get you out of here.
I'm surprised at you, Danny boy. When I was your age, I'd have jumped at the chance to widen my experience.
Yeah, well, Great Pickings is a step down from antiques manager, in my opinion. I'd have had us wait a few months and drink it.
Well, it's a great opportunity. Still, there are plenty of others who would jump at the chance.
What, to be out on the Dales in November? You've got to be kidding. I'll do it.
Well, that's very kind of you to offer, Betty, but there's a lot of physical labour involved. I did think it would suit someone rather, well, younger.
That's ageist, is that? Isn't there a European law against that? I could probably sue him and make a fortune.
Betty.
It's probably better just to take her on and at least you've started your workforce, haven't you?
Yeah, well. All right, Betty. You hired. Yes.
Well, I think that's everything agreed on. Now, what I suggest is that we get in touch with the solicitors and we get things moving as soon as possible.
Just as soon as I've had a chance to talk to Alan.
That won't be necessary. My dad's already signed the transfer of deeds form.
You do seem in a bit of a rush over this.
Look, I have known Alan for 20 years. I'm not going ahead until I'm absolutely sure that he's happy about it.
Mr. King, my dad can't be bothered with this sort of thing at the moment. He's very ill.
That makes me feel all the worse for having neglected him. I should have visited him weeks ago.
He's usually asleep. And I don't want him disturbed.
Well, in that case, we'll leave him to rest and we'll call over and see him later, shall we?
We've got to be quick. She could be back soon.
Where are we going?
I'm taking you to Emily. You've got to tell her exactly what you told me.
Dad?
No, please, please don't leave me.
What you doing out of bed?
I
You what?
I needed to go to the toilet.
Well, have you been?
Yes, I think
Honestly, it's like looking after a kid. You're hopeless. Hang on a minute. Are you trying to trick me? Is that little Daz in here somewhere? Hiding.
I don't think she's going to go away.
Oh, I'll soon get rid of her. And what you doing here?
Has Alan woken up yet?
No.
Well, I could go sit with him anyway.
No.
It's for your own good, Steph. If you let me see him, I could tell everyone he's all right.
I am not answerable to you, Emily. Nor to Ashley. Now clear off. Go on and leave us alone.
We'll be all right now. Emily should be getting the police.
Dad?
Oh, I don't think so.
You've been telling tales about me again. How could you after all I've done for you?
I didn't mean to. I'm really very grateful, Steph.
Yeah, well, not grateful enough. You're like a millstone around my neck. Well, I'm not wasting me time nursing you anymore. I want a life. I deserve more than this. You owe me more than this.
So, the big recruitment drive came down to you nicking one of my cleaners.
Do you think any of the others might be interested?
Keep your hands off my stuff.
Ah, Chaz.
Don't even go there.
I know you've been on the estate again. Now stocks are down.
That's harassment. A bloke can't even enjoy a pint in his own local without some home farm lackey making unfounded insinuendos against his character.
Well, if they're unfounded, you've got nothing to worry about, have you?
Oh, don't get cocky. It's a big estate. There's no way you can keep an eye on every inch, every second of the day.
Certainly had him rattled.
Well, he's right. It's a lot of acres for one man to keep watch over. He could poach us clean if he set his mind to it.
Unless you had an assistant.
Probably need a platoon to keep Zach in check.
Not if your assistant had inside knowledge of what Zach might be up to.
Well, thanks for cheering me up.
It's all part of the service.
I just let it all get on top of me. You know how it is. Some days it feels like everything and everyone is against you.
Have I come at a bad time?
We were just taking a break.
Or perhaps you could take yours somewhere else. I'd like to speak to my husband.
Of course. I'll just get on with the filing.
Look, I'm really glad you came by. I know I've handled things badly, but maybe we could draw a line under and start again.
Well, I'm willing to if you are.
I know you are really fond of Legacy, but he's gone now. Perhaps it's time to start thinking about buying you another horse.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Well, if you change your mind, the offer's always open.
Look, let's talk about it over dinner tonight. Hmm? I mustn't keep you from your work any longer.
Everything all right?
Of course. I've got some urgent letters to write. To Councillor Trevelyan, Planning Committee. Dear Sebastian.
All I ever wanted, Dad, was for you to care for me. Why did you find that so hard? Why did you find it easier to care for everybody else, but never for me?
That's not true.
Terence was a lazy, lying git, but he was always the apple of your eye. Poor little Steph, always second best. Even managed to fall for dreary, fat Shelley Williams. You always choose someone over me.
Wasn't like that. I always cared about you, Steph.
Liar. You're only saying that because you're frightened, because you know the tables have turned, because you know I've got the power. The power over you. The power to decide whether you live or die. For the first time in your life, I've got you interested in the way I think. How does it feel? Do you wish you'd treated me a little bit kinder? Hadn't pushed me quite so far?
Look, I know I made a lot of mistakes, and I know I made you angry, but I can still put all that right.
You can't, Dad! You don't know what I'm going through! You, the factory, it's all caving in on me, Dad!
We can still sort it out between us.
Between us? I've given up on us. There's no us. No. I'm looking out for number one.
What do you mean?
I don't think you need to know. It's the end of the line. I got rid of Shirley, and I can get rid of you. I'll deal with you later.
Don't worry. I'm going to get help.
Are you looking for me, Dad?
No. We're looking for you.
Do you want to sit down?
No, thank you. We're not staying long. Sadie King. She's very impressed with you.
Yeah, I walk her dog.
Well, she tells me you're looking for work and we might have some vacancies coming up.
What would I have to do?
You'll be working under me, on the estate.
Oh, well, I like working in open air. And I'm good with animals. I've got my own chickens and I help out with pigs.
Good, good. So the only question mark is over your loyalty.
Pardon?
Well, part of our job is keeping poachers off our land.
And you'd be expected to do everything you can to help Mr. Rennie achieve this. And you wouldn't want to let him down because if you let him down, you'd be letting Sadie down. And she recommended you.
Oh, I won't do anything to upset her.
What's going on?
Well, we're just leaving, so if you call by the office, Mr. Rennie, sort out your wages.
Right, thanks.
We're not taking any more bookings. The Grange is closed. What you doing here?
Well, everyone knows what you're up to, and I'm telling the police.
Oh, no, you're not. That's big talk for a little boy. You're going in the cellar. By the time you come out, I'll be long gone. Come on, get in there.
Were they hassling you?
No, they just offered me a job.
Why would they do that?
Because Sadie told him to. She's been really good to me, Dad. And I'd be able to put money in the pot every week if I had a job again.
Well, what sort of a job?
Well, I'd be working out in the open air, working with animals and that.
Yeah. Working with that scumbag Rennie, you mean?
Does that mean you don't want me to do it?
Well, let's not be too hasty. I mean, you know, after all, if you know where he's working, then you also know what bits of the estate are unguarded. Eh? Your job could be our ticket to unlimited supplies of pheasant and trout. Eh?
No! Sneaky little... Go on! Come on down that cellar, you. Get down there, sonny Jim. Come on. Ah! You little... Come here!
Stephanie, is it possible to see your father now?
Not now. I'll ring you.
There's something not quite right about all this.
Maybe. But you got to admit, it's a bargain at that price.
You never let anything stand in the way of a good deal, do you?
Tess.
I'm glad to see you're up, Dad. It's time to go.